uh, the other day, I was having this conversation, man, with someone, and it's like basically they're like, "What's your problem? What's your problem? What's your malfunction, man? Are you depressed? Are you suicidal? Uh, are you bipolar? Are you schizophrenic? I mean, uh, it's like people, yeah. What's that? What's that? Insinuations, though they're not outright. It's like, I know how to play these games too. The subtleness, the all art of subtlety. I know this game. But, you know, I said, I was like, look, it's like, look, I've sought after wisdom. You know what I'm saying? And look, and now you wonder why I'm sorrowful a lot. Well, it's because listen, if someone tells you they're wise, yet they have no sorrows, that is a liar and a fool and a hypocrite. You know what I'm saying? It's like, look, I never proclaim myself to be wise. It's just I've learned things of the wise, and it has made me sorrowful because it's like life is like this big masquerade. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's strange. Uh if you truly get wisdom in this life, you'll find that. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's a scripture. It says, "Look, see how look. I'm not shape shifting, man. It's just a glare from the glasses." Uh oh, what the heck does it say, man? It says, "When you finally come to the knowledge of God, you'll see that this whole world lies in the wicked one." That is was a true statement. You know what I'm saying? And you don't need to be wise necessarily to learn that. All you really need is perceptiveness. You know what I'm saying? And just catch the vibes of things, man. Uh, it's like, you see those at peace. Like, it's because, there's no way you could make it through this whole life and not attain any wisdom at all. And listen, that doesn't mean, just because you have wisdoms doesn't mean you're wise. Because listen, if you want to carnally succeed, it's better to put off wisdom. You know what I'm saying? And just only be on a need to know basis. And listen, I'll tell you genuinely and sincerely, this is what happens, man. Like for instance, it's easier to go on thinking, "Oh, the terrorists, man, blew up the towers," than it is to realize that it was a false flag event. It takes so much more work. And even though you get the wisdom of what really happened, it doesn't change much other than your perception of things, your understanding. You become wise. But then the sorrow comes in because there's all these others around you, and they just can't, they can't interpret the data, man. And you can. It's like you see things, man, that other people don't see. They're looking at the same exact thing as you are, but you just see a deeper perspective on it, man. And it hurts, man. That's the sorrow. It's not like woe is me. It's woe unto the inhabitants of the earth, man. Uh, why is there no wisdom or judgment? Well, why is everything hypocritical, Machiavellian, and Orwellian? That should make you sorrowful in a way. And it's not because, oh, woe is me. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth. You see the difference there between woe is me and woe unto the inhabitants of the earth? Do you are you wise enough to understand the difference there? See, when you feel woe unto the inhabitants of the earth, people look at you and think, why are you feeling woe is me? When it's not me, it's us. It's everything. And I mean, even though in the end, everything should be reconciled, but for now, it's just like, well, look, when a woman's giving birth, she's in pain. And even afterwards, there's still pain. But look, The pain was so great during the birth. The pain afterwards is nothing compared to what you already endured. And maybe that's one of the things we have to do, each one of us in our own way, has to work out our own salvation in fear and trembling. And that's really the point where you come to, is like, it's fear and trembling, man, because you understand the realness. Even though, hey, yeah, the promised land is yet to come, but I may not see it in my life. So it can be bittersweet. You know what I'm saying? Just because it's bitter doesn't take away from the sweet, or just because it's sweet doesn't take away from the bitterness, man. It's just, it is what it is, and that's the wisdom right there. It is what it is. Just to be able to say that it's true. It applies to me. It applies to you. It might apply personally, but yet at the same time, it applies abroad. So anything that is true, is truly true, should operate off that principle. It's like yin and yang. I mean, for lack of better terminology, microcosm, macrocosm. Same thing, man. It's like, look, people always try to mystify certain things when it's just really physics. You know what I'm saying? It truly is physics. But just because it's physics doesn't mean it doesn't have some certain mystical truths, like that you can't quite explain it, but you know it's in operation. But yeah, that is the effect. Yin and yang. Listen, I increase the knowledge, which is a good thing, right? Increase the wisdom. But why does it increase sorrows then? And if it doesn't, then it's not truly wisdom. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, listen, any man can become wise in his own eyes. But look, if them eyes don't bring forth tears, it's not truly wisdom, because real wisdom brings forth tears, not not to say that, look, it only brings tears. Like I said, it's bittersweet. You know, it does bring, you can apply what you know, and you can help others. That, like, look, you know, it's like basically we're all fucking just banging around in the dark. But it'd be like, hey, dude, I just walked where you're going. I stubbed my foot there. Pick up your feet when you go down this corridor. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, that's all you can do. It's like, you know, here's the sorrowfulness of it. Yeah, I may have came to certain understandings, but every single individual has to come to know these things for themselves. And there is no way, you can't drag them through it. You can't whip their ass. You can't point a gun to their head and make them fucking believe as you believe, or see and know as you know. They just got to, it's like, look, you know, it's kind of like, look, in a different dimension, God's there waiting for them, but they just got to recognize it's God. It's Jesus. You know what I'm saying? They're there with us all the time. But we separate ourselves from them because people, they run from the pain. You know what I'm saying? And they go back to the comfort, to the joy, to the pleasure, to the distractions, whatever, man. And that's understandable, because I have myself, dude. I didn't. I ran from it, and in a way, when you run from it, you're actually running to it. Like someone was telling me, we gotta move forward, forward, forward. And it's like, wait a second. It's like, look, what if we're going in the wrong direction? Actually, to go forward is really going backwards. You're just going backwards, face first. Sometimes you need to stop and look, backpedal. Listen, that's wisdom. Is it being not too proud to admit, hey, I'm wrong, I'm lost. I got confused. I need to take another. I need to take a reading and make sure, a compass reading, make sure I'm I didn't make a mistake on my last bearing check. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just, people don't. If you're going forward, is only good if it's in the right direction. There's 360 degrees in the compass, right? So look, if you're 1 degree off, man, it's like a small divergence in the beginning, and the end is a large divergence. That's Musashi who says this. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm sure Musashi ain't the only person who's became aware of that aspect of things. You know what I'm saying? But he's another person who reiterates it, and that's all I see people as, man. They reiterate certain truths, and a lot of people might give you 359 degrees of realness, but just a little off. In the long run, it gets way off, man. And it's just like, look, that rule applies to me. It applies to you. It applies abroad. It applies to me, just me. But it also applies to just you. And it also applies to us all. You know what I'm saying? It's just, and only a person who has uh, suffered, man, from these things, man. Because, like, hey, look, yes, it's like, look, to truly achieve just a little wisdom, how much pain does it take, or how much pain are you going to endure after you get it? You know what I'm saying? But I'd rather endure the pain though in the long run. It just sucks. You're just gonna have to, either you're gonna be sympathetic or you're not. You know what I'm saying? Either you're gonna be wise and not speak on when you don't really know what's going on. Because look, none of us can go inside of another person's mind. We can pretend all day like we can profile you like the fucking FBI. You know what I'm saying? We can Sigmund Freud you, and it's just repressed sexual feelings towards your own mother. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look, when you really break Freudian down, that's what it. That's it. You know what I'm saying? It's weird. And I think it was meant to be weird, even though it may partially be true. You know what I'm saying? But then again, it's not entirely true. Because I'm not even going to say what I was just thinking. But once again, that's that painful wisdom, is that you realize all these professors of bullshit have, strung you along. You know what I'm saying? That is the hardest thing to admit to yourself. And the longer you struggle with admitting it to yourself, you know what I'm saying? The longer them demons are gonna laugh at you when you finally get when you come to that realization, man, how you've been played out and puppeteered. I mean, basically, that's one of the pains, is that, yeah, hey, these I've been orchestrated for the most of my life. You know what I'm saying? And wasn't totally the demons that did it. At times I ran after the destruction for some reason. It's like there's something in mankind that makes us prone to destructive behavior. And the demons capitalize on that, because look, when you go towards self-destruction, it's not just you, even though it is just you in the end when you're judged. But look, you'll be judged also on all the other people, man, that you cause this pain, man. So it's not just you. You know what I'm saying? Look, you can't just kill yourself and think that it's not going to affect your parents, your brothers, your sisters, the people who love you, and even sympathetic people. Like, look, empathetic, sympathetic people, they're going to see that situation and they're going to be like, oh, why? You know what I'm saying? And look, people don't think about that when they're being selfish. That's basically what it boils down to. Is when you're wise, you can distinguish between what's selfish and what's not, and it's painful. You know how selfish we are.